Alright, everybody, welcome back to a brand new PTCGO video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Pyroar expanded deck. So, Pyroar is, a lot of people don't play anymore because obviously with the rise of Megas, Stage 2, 1 Pokemon seeing a little bit more play now. Pyroar has died off pretty badly. However, I think he can still see some play. Now, obviously, a deck that did well in a tournament, I forget which tournament it was, but there was a Seismitoad Giratina deck, which did really well at a tournament. But how about Pyroar Toad Giratina? So, Pyroar has this nice ability, Intimidating Main. Prevent all damage on his Pokemon by your opponent's basic Pokemon. So, basic Pokemon cannot damage Pyroar. So, yeah, most decks do tend to rely on basic Pokemon. Obviously, we've seen it before with stuff like Night March. Uh, any really deck that revolves around EXs too. They can't damage Pyroar, which is a pretty big bummer. For them anyways, not for us. So Pyroar is kind of the main sword of the deck. It just goes in with that intimidating main and kind of makes your opponent not be able to do anything. Obviously, its attack isn't too good. Scorching Fang is not that great of an attack. It just for 3 energies, you do 60. You can do 90 if you just got a fire. You can use Blacksmith, but I just don't think it's that great of an attack. But hey, man, it gets the job done at times, and that is why we do have that in here. Seismitoad EX is a very annoying card. I know a lot of people hate this card, me included. I don't hate Seismitoad EX. I just think that Seismitoad lasers, hammers, you get the gist. It's what the game doesn't need, okay? So, Seismitoad EX has the attack Quaking Punch. For a double colorless, does 30, they block him from items. That isn't very good, because it only does 30 damage, and with Muscle Band does 50, that still doesn't get the job done. But with lasers and Verbank City Gym, it does get the job done, and it will actually be effective. Seismitoad is kind of like that next attacker we have in the deck. Now, we also run a Shaman EX in the deck just for setup. Obviously, you never know we're going to need to do setup. Now, a big thing in this deck loses pretty badly to Mega Evolutions. I mean, Toad can't really carry against Mega decks, neither can Pyroar. However, we have Giratina. Giratina EX has the ability Renegade Pulse. Any Mega Pokemon cannot damage these things. That also includes Primal Ground and Primal Kyogre, by the way. So they can't damage Giratina. So that makes Giratina untouchable. And it's hitting for 100. Its attack Chaos Wheel also is pretty good. It does 100 damage. You can do Double Dragon DC. Your opponent can't play any tools, special energies, or stadiums, which is also very effective. So Giratina works really nice in this kind of a deck because it makes Megas not be able to damage it, which is nice because this deck struggles against those decks. Also, it has a very cool attack, which also provides a little bit of a lock. So that's kind of that. Yeah, that's the Pokemon. Not too special. We don't need to play anything else. Just, the locking stuff. The Toads, the Pyroars, and the Giratinas. This is an expanded deck, so obviously, it's not a standard deck. That's why we play lasers and ends and whatnot. I don't know why I threw 4 in here, but whatever. We'll get into that in just a sec. So we got Computer Search. Lets us search for any card we want. Pretty nice. We got 1 Enhanced Hammer. A nice little annoying card, especially when you attack Giratina and they already have a item in play. It can be nice to play the Enhanced Hammer down and kind of make your opponent not be able to play any other special energies and remove them all from play. We got 4 lasers. It allows us to do more damage. It also can add some disruption at times with that Sleep Flip. We have a Switch. You never know when we're actually going to need to play a Switch. We got 4 Ultra Balls. Just search for any card you want. Very, very simple card. This deck could run Hoopa. A Hoopa EX would be a cool addition to this deck. But I don't think Hoopa EX is necessary at all, since you don't rely on your EXs all that much. So yeah, we got 4 Versus Seekers, obviously. First Seeker, we've been over that card 50 million times. We got a Blacksmith in case we play against maybe Aegislash or something. Also, Blacksmith is a nice card to repower up a new Pyro that we bring to the active spot if necessary. We got 1 Colress since it's Colress. We got a Lysander since it's Lysander. We play 4N. We do play Shaman, but I do like the 4N. It just allows us to not miss a single card. What am I saying? It just allows us to not miss a draw card if we ever need to at the start of the game, because knowing my luck, I will not start it. I'm just being careful, guys, because if you know me, then you would know that every time I enter a tournament, I get bad luck, and I'm sick and tired of it. We got 4 Junipers. obviously, for Juniper's very simple card. We play a Shauna. This is nice if we play against something like Wailord. Obviously, this deck struggles big time against Wailord. Even though we're not going to play against Wailord, I also just ran this for another draw support card. But this card could be cool against Wailord. Also, it helps us get out of those sticky situations where we have a massive hand and we're about to deck out. We don't have an end. We can play Shauna instead. And that draws 5. It's just a cool card to play. We got 2 Verbanks, obviously, for the lasers. 4 muscle bands, just because so many things on this deck rely on muscle bands. Plus, Pyroar doing 80 damage can be very nice. It can make all the difference. Toad with the muscle band is necessary. And Giratina could be necessary too with that muscle band, because you can just live stream Shamans. And this thing could also muscle band knock out a Regice if you live streamed it up. So that's kind of why we do that. We got 1 head ringer just because it's head ringer. We got 3 double dragons just because we got to be a little more careful with our, stuff in case we're trying to build up a Giratina and then it gets hammered, which will happen most of the time. We do play the 3 in here also in case we need to discard 1. We got 4 DCEs since most of our stuff play DCEs. And actually, every attacker in this deck relies on DC. Toad, Pyroar, and Giratina, even Shaman, which is kind of funny. And then we have 6 fire energies, obviously, for the Pyroar. So yeah, that's the deck. So let's go try it out in a game on PTCGO. Alright guys, so let's get straight into the game I got here on PTCGO with the Pyroar Giratina Seismitoad deck. In Expanded, obviously, this is not going to be a standard deck video, just because, obviously, we're going to try out an Expanded video on a deck that I thought was interesting enough to try an Expanded. So, we'll see what happens, and it looks like my opponent's just, playing some kind of deck. I don't know what he is playing. But we are going to start with Litleo. Our hand isn't too terrible. Obviously, we can power up the Litleo here, which gonna be playing. And yeah, we see him start with Vulpix. This could be a Barrier Shrine deck or a Hexflame Ninetales deck. Probably will be a Hexflame Ninetales deck. But we can lose if we don't get another basic here. Hopefully we can. We can play the DCE down. We can laser him. Sucks I have to lose a double dragon, but it is what it is. I play 3, so gotta play conservative, guys. And here we go. Play that DC. Play that laser and hope to get a head in. Oh wow, we actually get the heads, even though we'll evolve. And we'll play Litleo, and I guess I'll just play Roar for nothing. Obviously, it's not going to do anything at all, but it's all good. And he stays asleep, but we're probably going to see a Ninetales come down, and if he does, he will bring up the Litleo active, which is a little annoying, but it's fine. I can live with it. And yep, we see him bring out that Litleo, and that's a little annoying because I would have loved to knock him out next turn and won the game, but I didn't want to risk losing my Litleo turn 1 to a Ninetales because he could have done some crazy shenanigans. And we just see a Hexflame for 40. And I guess I'm just going to go for a Pyroar evolution. And we'll see what happens. Fortunately, we will have to discard the Fire Energy or the Double Dragon. If we do grab a Juniper here, I think I'll grab Shaman, though. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst option in the world. Obviously, Shaman can get us a switch and a Fire Energy, which I doubt it will happen, but we'll see. We'll evolve the bench to Litleo into Pyroar. It's going to evolve the active, but it's really pointless to do that. And we'll play down Shaman, hope to get something. We got the N, which I will actually take. We'll play the N right now. And we'll go from there. And we'll play Seismitoad. We'll put a fire on the bench, Pyroar, and I guess I'll just pass for now. Not really much to do. He wakes up. He has to bench something, though, or else he'll probably lose. So we'll see what he does here. He'll probably bench something. I don't know what he's running. And we see a Spinarak. This is probably some Ariados, Ninetales, crazy deck. I don't know. It's some kind of creepy deck, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know why I said creepy deck. Probably not that creepy, but whatever. We see him knock out our poor little Litleo, but we can knock him out next turn here. And we'll play down you. And we can actually go for a big old Juniper for whatever cards. It's a 7, obviously, because it's Juniper. You draw 7 cards. And we got a decent hand. I'm not really going to play anything else down. We'll just go for a Scorch Fang for 80 damage. Don't need to discard the energy. And we win next turn if my opponent doesn't play something down. No, we see a Verzine, which is nice, because that's obviously a basic Pokemon. Ariados can poison me, and actually that would do 30, but he might have something else. I don't know. We'll see a Tool Scrapper discarding the 2 Muscle Bands, which sucks a little bit. We got one in our hand, so it's all good in the hood. It's not really that big of a deal. I didn't think I'd ever use Seismitoad this game, since he is playing some grass types. And we see an energy switch over, and we see a laser getting heads, which sucks. And we don't wake up from poison. Great, great, great. And that's a little annoying, I'm not going to lie. We can head ringer the Verizian. I guess we'll do that. and we'll see how that goes. Just slap a big old head ringer on the Parisian, and I guess we'll play the fire on the bench Lilio. Play the muscle band on the active. I don't know why I did that, but hey man, whatever floats my boat. We'll laser him back maybe. I don't know if we should or not, but probably will. Gonna play the computer search. Going for Juniper probably. Obviously, you want to draw 7 cards. And no, I grab a Shauna. Okay, I don't know why I grabbed a Shauna. I mean, I should grab Juniper. Whatever. That was a massive misplay on my end. We'll play the Shauna, and I think I'm just gonna pass. Not rich. And I always don't wake up. Of course, I don't. It's not much to do. I mean, we can't really attack. We can get a switch, which sucks a little bit, even though I don't think we would have been able to attack anyways. But it would have been nice to get something, but unfortunately we did not. And it looks like my opponent just puts an energy down and passes, and we wake up, which is awesome. We can kill this thing. Topic a Pyroar, which actually really helps me out even more. We can drop that Giratina, play a DC on it for the shits and giggles, I guess, and we'll play Juniper. And just like that, boys, we got that muscle band, and we'll go for Scorching Fang. Only doing the 160. We don't need to discard the energy because we're going to need that to KO this Frisian, which cannot KO us, but it doesn't matter because I am going to die from poison anyways. Almost forgot about that. What a surprise. Right. And, okay, here we're just going to see an Emerald Slash, and oh, another laser, and oh, he gets heads. Of course he gets heads. That's really annoying because we pretty much had the game. And oh, I wake up anyways, so, you know, it's all good in the hood. And we win. And I'm just going to play the Double Dragon on the Giratina again. And no, my opponent's going to concede out of salt. That sucks. I would have liked to have won, but unfortunately my opponent got really salty and conceded. But whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit like button. Do not forget to subscribe for more PTCGO videos. Showing off a nice little expanded deck. This kind of is a twist on the Seismitoad Giratina deck, if you want to call it that. This deck I'd rather it's more, you know, based around Pyroar than it is Seismitoad Giratina. You will use them, but Pyroar is kind of your main Pokemon of the deck. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on another video. Peace out, boys and girls and squirrels and hurls and... okay, bye. That was awkward. Okay, well, bye.